Have you ever wondered how a civilization that existed over 5,000 years ago could have such advanced knowledge of the heavens? The Sumerians, the inhabitants of one of the earliest civilizations of humanity, seem to know much more about astronomy than one would expect. But how did they achieve this? Did they have external help, or was their wisdom the result of centuries of development? Let's delve into the mysterious knowledge of the Sumerians and their astronomical insights. If this is your first time on the channel, subscribe now so you don't miss any important content about the darker chapters of our history. Let's begin. Who were the Sumerians? Before delving into their astronomical knowledge, we need to understand who the Sumerians were. Situated in ancient Mesopotamia, in what is today known as Iraq, the Sumerians founded the first cities in the world. They were farmers, traders, and pioneers in writing and architecture, but above all, they were sky watchers. For the Sumerians, the sky was not only a fundamental part of their religion but also a system of signals that influenced life on Earth. The Sumerians were the first to record celestial events on clay tablets. These tablets, many of which have been found in excavations, contain information about the moon, the sun, and the planets. They also created calendars and divided the year into seasons based on the positions of the stars. This method of recording was crucial to their daily life, especially for agriculture, as the seasons and rains depended on celestial cycles. They even identified atmospheric and climatic phenomena related to the positions of the stars. For them, the stars and planets were a guide in the sky that could predict rain, drought, and even fertility cycles of the land. Thanks to this knowledge, they developed agricultural techniques that made them a prosperous and organized society. And all of this was based on the knowledge they obtained from celestial observation. Compared to modern technology, it seems incredible that the Sumerians achieved such precision through direct observation, without telescopes or advanced tools. Their knowledge was the result of generations of observers who dedicated their lives to studying the stars and their patterns. The precision of their knowledge. What is most astonishing is the precision with which the Sumerians knew the orbit of the moon and the planetary movements. They knew that there were 5 visible planets to the naked eye: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. They also managed to identify patterns in their movements, which allowed them to predict phenomena such as lunar and solar eclipses. To predict these events, the Sumerians relied on a system that combined mathematics and constant observation. In their tablets, they recorded the cycles of the moon and its relation to the seasons, allowing them to adjust their calendars and plan important activities like planting and harvesting. The accuracy of their calculations indicates that they not only looked at the sky occasionally, but did so systematically and with profound knowledge. But here's where it gets even more interesting. In some tablets, details about the precession of the equinoxes were found, a phenomenon that takes thousands of years to complete and requires deep knowledge and constant observation to be detected. The Sumerians seem to have an astonishingly advanced understanding for their time. This has led many archaeologists and astronomers to question how they managed to gather this data without modern technology. How did they know? Some theories suggest that their temples, called ziggurats, served as astronomical observatories. From these imposing buildings, Sumerian priests observed the sky, recording every celestial movement. These records were preserved on tablets, many of which have survived to this day. Some have even speculated that they had a system similar to a rudimentary form of telescope, using mirrors and water to reflect the light of the stars. Additionally, mathematical patterns have been found in the tablets that demonstrate that the Sumerians used advanced geometry to predict planetary positions and accurately measure the distances between visible stars. This geometry was surprisingly precise and, in some respects, ahead of its time. For historians, it is a mystery how they developed this knowledge, as there is no evidence that other cultures of the time had similar understanding. The mystery of Nibiru. One of the most enigmatic aspects of Sumerian astronomy is the reference to a planet called Nibiru. In Sumerian tablets, a celestial body is mentioned that would approach Earth in long cycles, causing catastrophic events. This planet, described as a visitor to the solar system, was considered by the Sumerians as the home of their gods, the Anunnaki. According to some interpretations of the tablets, the Anunnaki descended to Earth from Nibiru and shared their knowledge with humans. In fact, some modern theories, such as those proposed by writer Zecharia Sitchin, suggest that the Sumerians did not acquire their astronomical knowledge by chance, but it was transmitted by these entities that came from Nibiru. Although this idea is fascinating, many historians and scientists have not found conclusive evidence to support the existence of this planet or beings from another world. Other scholars suggest that Nibiru might be a metaphor or a symbol used to represent significant astronomical or climatic events. It is possible that the Sumerians used mythological stories to explain natural phenomena, such as the appearance of comets or asteroids, which might have been interpreted as planets bringing with them changes and disasters. Regardless, this concept remains one of the most debated mysteries of ancient Sumerian astronomy. The ziggurats as observatories. The ziggurats, those gigantic stepped constructions that rose in Sumerian cities, such as the famous ziggurat of Uar, had a function beyond the religious. Experts suggest that their height allowed priests to observe the sky without interference from earthly light, somewhat like modern observatories. These priest astronomers were tasked with recording the phases of the moon, the positions of the planets, and other celestial phenomena that influenced the daily life of the Sumerians. It is theorized that the Sumerians even used time measurement systems based on nocturnal observation from these ziggurats, allowing them to record the passage of time with remarkable precision. The influence of the Sumerians on modern astronomy. The legacy of the Sumerians in astronomy did not remain in their time. Their knowledge spread and was adopted by later civilizations such as the Babylonians, the Greeks, and eventually the Arab astronomers. The Sumerians developed the sexagesimal system, the basis of counting in multiples of 60, that we still use today to measure time, angles, and astronomical coordinates. Additionally, the notion of dividing the sky into constellations, as the Sumerians did, was adopted by later civilizations, and many of the constellations we know today have roots in Sumerian observations. However, despite all that we have inherited from them, many questions remain unanswered. Sumerian astronomy is still a fascinating enigma. How did such an ancient civilization possess such precise knowledge of the cosmos? Was it truly the result of centuries of observation, or was there something more? Lost knowledge, or even external intervention? The truth is that their legacy has endured for millennia, and every time we look at the sky and observe the stars, in some way, we are connecting with those early astronomers of ancient Sumer. If you've made it this far and learned something new with our stories, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Together, we can discover and remember the truths that history often tries to hide.